How many of you have experienced this? When you send out a form for people to fill up and the answers come back in with their names filled with casing errors. As you can see here, John is all lowercase. The second John Doe is filled with juvenile email address casing. Or sometimes people forget to capitalize their last names. And even sometimes you get people who fill up with everything in uppercase and it feels like it's screaming at you. Of course, there are add-ons to fix this problem, but today we're going to explore using only formulas to remedy this. Hello and welcome to Sheets Magic. To start off, I'm going to bold the titles. Next, there are three scenarios that we're going to explore. The first is for uppercase. Next, we're going to explore for lowercase. And last, we're going to explore for proper case. And we're going to do the same for this. The formula for uppercase is equals upper. And then you can just put the text in, or we can put a reference cell. In this case, you see John is capitalized. I'm going to drag this over. And now Smith, it's all in uppercase. We can do the same for the next row, equals lower. I'm going to drag this over. Next, we're going to do for proper, so equals proper. And drag this across. And then last, we're going to do proper. As I drag this across, notice that both Bin and Ali have their first letter capitalized. If you only want to get one capitalized, unfortunately there isn't a quick way to do this in Sheets. You can do this with add-ons, or you can do this easy in Excel, which is sentence casing, I believe. Next, we're going to explore concatenate and split. So we have concatenate and split. Concatenate and split sort of act like the opposites of each other. So concatenate stitches things together and split separates them. So we can do this by doing equals concatenate. And I'll click on John. Next, I need a space. So I'll put a space in between two inverted commas, and then I'll select E2, which is Smith. And as I drag this down, now it merges everything into the same cell. But let's say everything came in the same cell, and you want to split them up. So we can do this with equals split, this text. And the next thing it wants us to key in is the delimiter, which is what is it split by. And you can split this by commas or by spaces. So I'm going to do spaces. And then the other two are actually optional, so I'm going to ignore that. And you see now it splits everything back up. And you see Ahmad bin Ali, because it's three separate words and it's all spaces, so it splits it up into three. When you create your final name list, you can do this on an extra sheet, but for now, I'm just going to show you on this same sheet so that we don't have too much movement. Let's say I want all these names into one column and I want all of them to be proper case. So I would just put equals proper. And now I have my name list. If you notice, all of these are formulas. What I can do now is I can copy by doing Ctrl+C or by right-clicking and doing copy. And next you can do paste special, which is paste values only, or Ctrl+Shift+V. And what this does, if I click Ctrl+Shift+V, now all of them become plain text, which means I only keep the values rather than keeping the formulas. One good reason to do this is just in case anyone messes with any of the formulas up here, your name list will actually remain finalized and won't be edited based on the previous references. Another reason to do this is if you really don't like this uppercase bin and you want it to be a lowercase bin, now you can find and replace. And we can do this by going to edit and find and replace, or we can do Ctrl+H and I want to find all the bins and replace it with lowercase bins. And I can do this match case. Notice that it said replace one instance of bin with bin. And you can see it only changed this because all of these are actually formulas and they're not actual text. And this is the reason why we do paste special and paste values only. Then you can easily find and replace things that you need edited. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and hope you learned something.